So when I explain these astrological dynamics, the reason I explain them is space is like a neighborhood, okay? And it's just like any other neighborhood. And some planets like the others, and some planets don't like the others. And some planets decide to visit other planets at their houses, and yet they hate having to pass another planet's house to get there. Like, some of them just don't do well. It's just like any other creatures, any other neighborhood, you know? Like, I forgot to put my do not disturb thing on there, and so I'm getting calls. So that's what happens. You know, some of them get along well together and some of them don't like each other. And when that neighborhood gets in process, energetically, we are affected. Okay? So Chiron moving from showing us the woundings that we've been receiving in some areas into another area, we're starting a whole new 10-year phase. Okay? And we're starting it today. Incidentally, as all of this moves into Aries, Aries is the beginning of the tropical zodiac, which is Western astrology. Western astrology follows the tropical zodiac, and so even though in our society we begin our new year in January, this is the beginning of the new year, biologically, energetically. So this is a really, really big new moon, okay? So we have a bunch of stuff going on right now. Mars is getting ready to conjunct Pluto in two weeks. And so we are really, really feeling right now, who do we want to be? What projects are working? What projects are not working for us? Uranus is pressing on us and bumping up against us with our freedom issues. Do we have the freedom to be who we want to be? Are we willing to embody the behaviors and the thought processes and the beliefs that will allow us to be who we want to be? Because we might understand, you know, a bit about what our soul mission is or a bit about who we're supposed to be, but that doesn't mean it's easy. I mean, if you're anything like me, my big fear is success. So seeing the gold star standard there doesn't make me feel any bitter. It's just really bright. It's really daunting, actually, right? So today we're making I told you to make a list of your biggest fears. I'm sorry. Your biggest fears and your greatest desires, right? Now, I wrote a post in here. We're going to take those fears and we're going to write them on a list and we're going to perform a ritual to get rid of them. The reason we're doing that now, for those of you that are new, is as the moon and as the moon cycle and the earth change in perspective to each other, vibrationally earth changes. You know, remember, we're on an electromagnetic planet here, okay? An electromagnetic planet that changes in vibration in respect to its orbit with the moon. All right. So like every other creature on Earth that goes through a cycle, you know, things hibernate, things seed, things cultivate, things harvest, and then they die in order to be born again. All the time. Right? Every living thing on Earth goes through a cycle, but humans have forgotten that we're living things on Earth. We have become performance-based creatures where we go, and set goals, and do more. You know, we create daylight savings time so we can maximize the daylight, damn it. Yet, really, like, that's so human, you know? I'll give you another one. As a mother, do I want my children to run themselves into the ground? Do I want them to call me, like one did the other day, and say, Mom, I've become a human doing again, and I need to be a human being? No. I want her to say, Mom, I'm such a good human being right now that I love my life. My life is so balanced that I feel happy, joyous, free. I've remembered that I'm a spiritual creature in a spiritual life, as God intended. Not a lot of us are saying that right now, right? We've forgotten that we are living things on planet Earth, biological creatures that are meant to cycle. For those that are syncing back up with Earth, they feel these cycles. We are naturally less energetic and more tired at the balsamic phase of the moon, the last few days before the new moon, yesterday and today. The new moon is tonight. For those females that have synced back up with the Earth, you're getting your period right now. You're about to bleed because your body is ridding itself of the lining, the uterine lining that it didn't use, that which is no longer needed, right? It's expelling that which is no longer needed. See, biologically, this is the process. Beautiful thing that God gave us, these cycles, these abilities to seed, to cultivate, and to harvest. So today is the day to let go of the things that no longer serve us. And then tonight, we're going to start a brand new moon mantra. When the moon is in position, in respect to the earth, to seed, to plant a new garden, to drop new seeds tonight. So as I wrote in the post that I wrote in here this morning, you know, we're each of us is a garden. And at some point when we were little, our caregivers and the big people around us walked into our pristine, our untouched soil, and they dropped a bunch of seeds in our soil. And they said, you need these. It's the way it's always been. Stuff like that. They said, well, just because. Stuff like that, right? Maybe some of that stuff was good for us. Maybe some of that stuff wasn't good for us. But we didn't know it at the time. So then, you know, we watered those seeds. We let light go on those seeds. And so we look around today and we've got this garden, and some of these weeds have grown into full-blown weeds, and they're strangling our roots. We're trying to grow into the flower that God intended, but we're harnessed and we're strangled by some of these roots that are our beliefs and our behaviors and our thoughts about self, that they don't apply anymore. You know, maybe mom came in and dropped those in the soil. I'll speak about my daughter who's here right now because I'm speaking to her at the same time. She had her own garden when she was born. She was a beautiful, beautiful garden with pristine, untouched soil. I came in there as an active alcoholic, and I dropped mad seeds in there. And maybe a few of them were good. I'd like to think a few of them were good. But I dropped a bunch of weeds in her soil. And I told her that this is the way it always is. And that this is the way we do. And then I dropped even more seeds by modeling my own behavior of shame and less than. And I never told her she was less than. I never told her she should be a shame-filled creature. But she saw her mother model that behavior. And therefore, when she's learning how to grow, well, who do you think she's looking at, right? So here she is in soil today that's not the most fertile. She's looking around and she's got weeded beliefs stuck and rooted in that soil that she doesn't want anymore. They're not working for her, right? They might not have even been her beliefs. They might not have even been my beliefs. It's just some of the stuff gets handed down. So it's our job to pull out those weeds, to aerate the soil, and to create good, fertile soil meant to cultivate the flower that God intended us to grow into, right? Nobody says we have to live in a polluted garden. That is our choice. That is not of God. I do not believe God's like, well, I'm going to put you in down here and I'm going to put you in a crappy garden. I want you to grow to half of your potential. I want you to have aphids all over you that bite holes in your leaves. And I want you to have crappy water with pollutants in it. And then I want the air to be filled with crap. And so, well, have at it. There's your half-assed garden. Right? No, said no God ever. So, you know, I believe God says, I want you to have the best soil. I want you to grow into the plant you're designed to be. But it's our job to cultivate our soil. And most of us have not been taught how to do that because we grew up in the garden with the weeds we were given. And a lot of us, like myself, were told, well, it was good enough for me, so it's good enough for you. So here I sit in this garden and I look around in this garden and I feel myself being strangled and I don't want to be planted here anymore. But it was good enough for mom, it was good enough for dad, it was good enough for those around me, right? But this is where I have to decide it's not good enough for me anymore. And there's nothing wrong with me wanting to live in a beautiful garden free of weeds. There's nothing wrong with me wanting to cultivate my soil, aerate my soil, fertilize my soil, and nurture my plant with every bit of everything I've been given, right? So today we're going to make a list. I have put 2 links in here for rituals that you can follow to get rid of that which no longer serves you. You can take a bath. You can set that mess on fire. You could take a beautiful list of your fears and the behaviors that you're giving up, and you could go bury it in the ground. You could bury it in the ground, and you could have a little ceremony just as you bury anything else and say, thank you. Here's the key on this. When you get rid of this stuff, you don't want to be like, I'm done with you. I'm setting you ablaze. You have to remember, like, this garden, even though it might not have been the best garden, it housed you for quite a long time. This has been your home place. It's been hospitable, perhaps not in the best manner possible, but it's been your garden. And so we want to leave this place with love, not contempt. We want to leave these ideas we've had for self, these energetic connections, these covenants, these cords, these contracts, these ties, all this crap that doesn't work anymore. We want to leave it with love. Just as when you leave a relationship from someone you have outgrown, you don't want to be like, later, bitch! I'm on to better feelings, right? You'd never say that to that person. You wouldn't hurt their feelings like that. You'd say to them, it's me, not you. I'm just teasing. You would say, hey, I love you. I love you, and I think that our time here is finished. I think that the work we've done together has reached its culmination. And I love you, and I wish you well, right? And you'd wish that person well. We want to leave this belief system and these behaviors with the same kind regard, because this is a part of us that we're putting to past, we're putting to bed, we're putting to rest. This belief system that now we see has harnessed us at one time, I promise you held as a source of safety. Everything that I find confining and straitjacketing now, I used it before to help myself feel in control. The things that make me feel like I'm strangling right now, I liked this tight straitjacket crap before because it kept me from feeling like I was spinning out of control. So we want to say goodbye to this list with love. We want to say, I thank you. I thank you to my former self, my former belief system, my former behaviors. I thank you for being there, and I thank you for your service at the time. However, gratefully, I've grown, and I'm ready for new things. So today, I put you to rest, I put you to bed, and I love you, beloved. Beloved belief system, beloved behaviors. Goodbye, right? With love in our hearts. And then tonight, we're ready for our new moon mantra. Now, for those that are brand new at this, we do this every month. This is a beautiful process that I swear to you, I promise to you, and I can prove to you in 30 days is going to change your life. We have lots of testimonials in here about how the mantra has helped us, each of us, transition our lives. Now, what we want is we need a tool, right? We need a tool to transition us from the old belief system into the new belief system. Now, here's what's so cool. Okay, so when y'all come to me and y'all talk to me and y'all tell me what you want, you talk to me with your conscious mind. Your conscious mind is standing here like this. Hi, I want to do this. I've got these great goals. I'm on board. But your subconscious is back here behind like this going, she thinks that that's how it works. And your subconscious is like turning backflips and playing hide and go seek. Because your subconscious isn't exactly synced up with your conscious mind. Your conscious mind is the part we're in touch with. Your conscious mind says, let's see what we're going to do today. But your subconscious is like, I'm on my own path. And your subconscious is where your behaviors come from, your belief systems, okay? So the subconscious has soaked up everything in the garden from the beginning of our time here. And it has formulated some beliefs, some thoughts, some behaviors, some patterns. Now, the kicker with the subconscious is the subconscious doesn't know the difference between the truth and a non-truth. The subconscious records what it hears a lot. So if you grew up in a family where you were always told, you're worthless and you're lazy and you're never going to amount to anything, even though your conscious was like, I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all. But then when you grow up, you find that you have this deep-seated belief system that you're worthless and you're lazy and you're never going to amount to anything. Well, the subconscious stored that information that it heard a whole lot, and then it developed a program of behavior, a program of thought, a program of action. And so it runs that program. When your conscious is like, I'm worthy, your subconscious is like, I'm worthless, I'm lazy, and I'm never going to amount to anything. So we get in touch with this subconscious programming by making a list of our fears, making a list of behaviors that we want to let go of, okay? We have some dialogue with the subconscious, and then we're going to create a tool to transition the old subconscious programming into a new override program that we're going to program our subconscious with new beliefs, with new thoughts, to create the behaviors we desire and subsequently the life we desire, right? That's how it works. We do one behavior, one thought process at a time. One thought process and one belief at a time. This translates it into a new behavior, and then another new behavior, and then another new behavior, and then lo and behold, we wake up one day and we have a new life. So the beautiful thing, like I said, is that the subconscious doesn't know the difference between a truth and a non-truth. So we're going to use an I am mantra as a tool of reinforcement to reprogram our subconscious, okay? Now, a mantra is different than a wish. A wish implies I need to wish for something because I don't think I'm capable. A wish says, I can't do it by myself. I wish someone else would do it for me. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about being spiritual beings the spark of the divine flame, a conscious co-creator in this life, and almighty capable, right? So I'm going to create an I am statement about not only what I'm capable about, but what I'm willing to do. Okay? And I'm going to take that I am mantra and I'm going to sit down with God. I'm going to sit down with higher power and I'm going to present my mantra in a way that I'm saying to God, hey, I know you got big plans for me. I'm ready to walk in those shoes. I'm ready to live in my power. I am willing to, and there's my mantra, and I'm asking you to double down on my efforts, right? Not I wish you to take care of everything for me and I'm just going to sit here and make it magically happen. I'm going to make effort. I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. I'm going to make my feet do the work. I'm ready to take action. This is more than just as a thought. This is an action statement about how I'm going to empower myself. And as we all know, God wants what's best for us in each of our lives. We can take it on, we can take it as a given that if we're showing up in a capacity to say, I'm ready to walk in my power and to honor my life as a spiritual creature, then you know God is high-fiving you going, woohoo! Welcome to the party, girlfriend, boyfriend, right? So, today I want you to make a list. You should have already made the list. You should make a list of your greatest fears, biggest fears, and greatest desires. Now, as I wrote in here, the biggest fears are easy. List the fears. Your greatest desires, if you look at your list of greatest desires and you're like, bam! Then cool, you have no work. If you're like me and you look at your list of greatest desires and you're like, what? The greatest desires make you want to puke more than the biggest fears. I've done a lot of work on my fears. My desires are daunting, is to tell you the truth. So I have some stuff to get rid of in terms of my desires too. I have the fears to get rid of. And in terms of the desires, I need to get rid of I want to let go of the notions that they're impossible. Do you know what I mean? That it's just too much. And so for all of these, I'm going to make a list of this and then I'm going to do one of the rituals that we just talked about. All of this is in the post I wrote, okay? Then we're going to write down an I am mantra based on the stuff we just got rid of. So I'm going to give you an example to put some skin on it. My biggest fear is my success. My fear is that I'm actually as beautifully gifted as I think I am, as people have told me, as I learned in meditation. It scares the shit out of me to think I'm actually capable of doing what I understand I'm here for. That's the truth. I'm not really afraid of failing at all. I fall on my face every damn day. I get up. I'm not worried about that. You can hear it in my voice. It starts to shake when I think about what I think I'm here for. And doing that and actually putting the pedal to the metal, whoo, that's scary. Okay, so what does that come with? It comes with fear about my self-esteem. It comes with fear about my self-worth. It comes with boundary issues because, well, if I'm not good enough, then I should do whatever other people want because it's not really about me, it's about them. And I just want to make them happy and I want them to like me because I don't know if I'm worth it. So it comes with all these boundary issues, all these self-esteem issues. So I'm making a list of all that. I release the fear I'm not good enough. I release the concern of my success, right? So what do I want to allow? What do I want my new moon mantra to be? I am worthy of success would be a really good, easy one, right? I embrace my life mission, okay? I eagerly allow and receive all abundance in my life, okay? Each of those was an I am current action statement. Not I will, not I'm going to, I am. I am successful. I eagerly allow all the success. I gratefully embrace the abundance in my life. Do you see how this is a current action statement? Okay, so that's your I am mantra, all right? So we've got work today. We're releasing the list, we're having a ceremony, and we're creating an I am mantra. I will be in here helping you with your mantra today. I'm usually not in here on Sundays, but today, because it's this really special day and it's a new moon exclusive, I will be here. So toss your ideas into here. Let's draft you a mantra. Let's get it set by tonight. After we create this mantra, we're going to write it down. Hold on. The mantra is the seed. The mantra is the seed for the new garden of the new you. We're beginning a brand new day and a brand new year, and this is really, really important today. I cannot encourage you enough to take this seriously. So create the seed, plant the seed, and just like any garden, you're going to have to tend to your seed. daily. Your seed needs daily maintenance. Now, let me ask you this. You're going to plant this seed. Do you expect it to be better, bigger, and grow to full fruition tomorrow? Would the farmer who plants every year, would he plant the seed and come out tomorrow and be like, well, damn it, it's not a full plant. It must not have worked right. No, he understands this as a process. He understands that each day he has to show up and give love to those crops, right? They start as seeds stuck in the soil that you can't see, and you water them based on faith. You water them based on the fact that you know they're going to grow, even though you don't see them sprouting for a little while, right? And you make sure that they have the light they need and kind words and the things that they require based on faith, right? You're not going to go out tomorrow and see all these crops that are as high as your head. Well, this is the same thing. We're going to give water and light and love to our new seed by saying our mantra and writing our mantra aloud each day. We give it light and love, and we give it energetic abundance start by doing this each and every day. So draft your new moon mantra, write it in here. It's I am. It's an I am statement. And get ready for tonight, and we will kick these off tomorrow. We will begin using our I am mantras with each of our check-ins. So a check-in will be who you are, your goals for the day, how you're working the system, and your mantra. This is the most powerful tool I can give you today to help you transition from an old belief system. I was going to say faulty, but it's not. An old belief system that's no longer serving you to a new belief system filled with allowing, empowering thoughts and beliefs that we will manifest into behaviors and ultimately the life of our desires. Happy Sunday. I can't wait to hear from you. I thank you for your time this morning. I'm excited to see your face, and I love you.